Babagi. Okay. Okay, good morning, Kamudi. I think for me, good afternoon.
Good
I
morning,
can't
ma'am.
remember that. Yeah, 12:22. Yeah, 12:22. So, now, Kamudi, at the very beginning, I must say this. Can you hear me well?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So, this session is completely, don't take this, I mean, if I don't take anything that I tell you as, blatant criticism, right? Everything that I tell you is to, I mean, be taken as constructive feedback so that you can improve,
Yeah.
right? But if you want to ask me, if you don't agree with what I say, you can, of course, anytime you can interrupt me and say, oh, if that happened, so what would have been? Something like that, right? It's okay. I'm pointing out many of the I mean, I can't say those are negative things. Many of the things that you can improve.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Maybe that the good things that you have done, I am not emphasizing now because you did a very good class. And so maybe I'm not emphasizing on those things because my intention is to help you improve. So that in the next lesson, you do it very better than what you have done earlier.
Okay.
That's the sole intention, right? That's the intention of the practicum also, no? Right? Though, I mean, we have got many experienced teachers, still we are doing practicum.
Yes.
Why is that? Because you learn new things in applied linguistics, methodology, education psychology. So you're going to apply we are assessing whether you're applying those new things during the teaching practice. That's all. You're writing long lesson plans, which you may not write, right, in your usual day-to-day teaching, right? You will just stop writing all these very long lesson plans just after this practicum. But this practicum gives you chance to develop those lengthy lesson plans so that whenever you plan your lessons, not writing the lesson plans, plan your lessons, everything automatically comes to your mind. Right? That's the thing. That's the, yeah. So let's start. Let's start. Okay. Now I read your reflections. Can I come to those reflections later, Kaumudi?
Yes, ma'am. Sure.
I don't know where you are now. How can I find you?
Like on the screen, ma'am.
Yeah, I can't find you.
I think there's an option to set your screen in a way that you can see the document plus the other person.
I can see the document, of course.
How can you do that?
I can see the document.
Now, ma'am, can you click participants and see whether I will appear on the screen?
You appeared on the screen. Now I wanted to, No, I can't see. You can hear me, neither?
Yes, I can hear you and I can see you.
Oh, okay, right.
Ma'am, can you just try clicking on the participants tab and see whether
No, I don't see the window. That's the thing.
You can't see the Zoom window.
No, that's the thing. I can't see the Zoom window.
Ma'am, can't you check the minimize tabs?
I don't know anything to. I'm Kaumudi Pera sim. Oh my God. I'm getting, I'm going insane with this. This is a Mac. So I don't know
Okay.
how to how to use this. Okay, right. Okay, right. Hmm. Okay. Shall I start, Kaumudi,
Exactly.
as
Yeah.
we discussed? Okay. Kaumudi, when I went to your
Mm.
classroom, so I will start from the very beginning. You have been very enthusiastic throughout the teaching learning process. Very, very enthusiastic, right? You were able to manage this enthusiasm amidst students' attempts to let you down, right? Can you remember they started to ask questions? Can you remember?
Yes, in the very beginning, ma'am. Like, why
Yeah,
are
very
we
big.
doing this course?
Yeah. So I don't think that it was a genuine thing. May,
Mhm.
may be genuine, also may not be genuine because you are very young, right?
Mm.
Your personality was admirable and smart. You were very smartly dressed. Appearance was appealing to them, right? And they are very young, maybe a few years younger than you, and all male students. So that's the way that male students behave, no? I don't know with cadets. Cadets at KDU was very different from these cadets.
Yeah.
I think they are more relaxed. I think, so, aren't they?
Actually, ma'am, now cadets I have taught once. Cadets, and
Yeah.
there were around only 9 cadets, and they were really, really disciplined. They didn't have
Mm.
their own conversations even in the classroom.
Yeah.
This
That's
batch,
how cadets behave.
yes, this batch was like support
But
level
this
batch,
is
and
a
it,
larger batch, no, Kaumudi. So
uh,
they have more power. Can you see that?
yes, ma'am,
they
yeah,
they had more power, and you're very young, so they must have, I mean, motivated by that also to to make it, to take it as a chance, right? That is how they, I mean, even in schools, if you take Royal College, the students are, I mean, same, and I can't say same, they are, I think,
mm,
these cadets are much more, I mean,
yeah,
better than them, right? So, your and also your physical positioning. You went around the class. Physical positioning was very good, and it's really good, right? You went around the class from time to time. You didn't, position yourself just front of the classroom. So went around the class. Even you came to the last row, and you personally asked questions, right? From the students, those who sat on the, I mean, they were in the last row, I think, right? So that was very, really good. And yeah, especially during the journal writing or something, is it writing a letter to the, or diary
yes,
entries, no? Diaries,
yeah,
no?
journal entry. They diary entry when they're on board.
Diary, because it was a personal thing, no? How they were feeling, no, when they
Yes,
were sailing, no?
and
Yeah.
how they
So yeah,
express that to someone who is at home.
at home. So those things, actually you came to them, you supported them, and also was it a, I was not able to recognize whether it was a group activity or group
Group
activity,
one,
no?
ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, group activity. So yeah. Yeah, so all those were really good. Uh, and also the physical arrangement of the class, I think you can't help it. It was
Yeah.
very conventional classroom. Physical setup was very conventional, right? So that with regard to physical arrangements, one thing that you need, I want you to I think this may be because I'm coming there, so you may have, I mean, felt not very comfortable. uh, Maybe that was the reason for that. You forgot to clean the whiteboard, no?
Yes. Ma'am,
Yeah, so
usually
that
I
is,
don't do that. Like I clean the board after each
yeah,
session.
yeah. So that must be, that is one criteria. The teachers are assessed when observed, and especially supervised for assessment and evaluation, right? Whether
Yes,
the
ma'am.
teacher, when she ends the class and leaves the classroom, whether she cleans the board, right? And
Yes, ma'am.
also whether she enters the classroom, whether she cleans the board, so that
Mhm.
the students' focus would not be on those things written on the board. Kaumud, you got it, neither?
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Yeah. So I thought that you must have been, little bit uh, not in the same sense that when I came there and started supervision, right? So I thought like that. Okay. And and other things. So all these things now I'm going to tell you is, as I said initially, uh, to help you, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, don't take them as negative things, right?
Yeah.
So one thing, very important thing that I understood was that you have not understood the level of the students.
Mhm.
That is one thing. It is very serious thing that I have noticed. Yeah, then again when I critically reflected on my feeling, that I thought that material must have been a problem for you, because material is given, lesson is given, neither.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that I thought like that. But uh, if I were you, uh, now I will come to that, right? But the thing is, the material, even though the material can be an issue, because you have written in your reflection also, you have to cover the material, right? So,
Mm.
but that is not an excuse, as I understand. Not excuse for a good teacher,
Yeah.
right? Come with a good teacher like you, right? So wonder if you had taken any attempts to understand uh, your prospective students in that class. Maybe at least at a surface level understanding, like where they come from,
Mm.
right? Previous batches
Yes.
that you considered in the previous batches that you taught, right? And also, especially their previous ESL learning.
Mm.
Right now, they are cadets. They are spending, their parents must be spending, substantial amount of money on as tuition fees, no?
Yes.
Yeah, so they must be coming from, at least not not the lower social classes, right? Maybe from, do you conduct an English language test?
For them,
Yeah, when they are
no,
recruited, before
no,
they are
no,
recruited, enrolled.
no, no. This is the only course and the exam that they will face throughout their program.
Okay, so do you consider me? Does CINEC consider their English language proficiency? I mean,
Uh,
in terms of
yes,
maybe
I
the,
think in the interview, their English proficiency is assessed, not very formally, but maybe informally.
yeah. So you know that they are not that level Kiela County,
Mhm.
right? At least you
Yeah.
have a small understanding that they are not that level Kiela.
Mm.
So that is one serious thing that I have understood, right? I came across, right?
Okay.
So that's one thing. I don't know whether you agree with me or not, but
Ma'am,
yeah.
no, no, you believe that I address their level like, mm, no, I had the impression that usually I have managed just one cadet batch before previously. So they were kind of, uh, they were, they well managed to, you know, have their day-to-day conversations and in-class activities and everything. So I was under that impression. Being under that impression, I planned the lesson for this batch also. maybe,
No,
but
what I mean is this is the activities and the staff, the input that used are very low level. When I consider the proficiency level of the students, so where is I+1 theory?
oh, yes.
That's the thing.
Okay,
Now,
ma'am.
for example, the examples you took, he is dancing. Leonardo, this thing are clapping, it's okay. Maybe that you have thought that he's an actor, that boys would like them. But the thing is, all those cartoons and all these things that you treated them as small children.
Okay,
That,
yes.
yeah, right?
Mm.
So that's the thing. You should have. මම ඒක අනිත් පැත්තට දැන් හිතුවේ maybe that since you are still I mean not a very well. I mean, you don't have. I don't know how many years of experience do you have as a teacher?
As a teacher, ma'am, I conducted individual classes as a way of earning as an undergraduate for 2 years. And after that, just after my graduation, first 4 months at 4 months at Aquinas, and recently joined CINEC.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, so you are a very new teacher, right?
Yeah.
So that maybe that with your experience you will, in times to come, you will never depend on the given material, of course. The thing is, material, you can take the syllabus done by CINEC, right? It does not mean that you have to use the activities given on in these handouts, right?
Okay.
When you know the students, right? When you know the
Yes.
students. Now, obviously, for me, that it's like for me, if I were a student, that I would have taken it as teacher, taking us as very like kids, which would affect my self-confidence as
Yes.
an English language teacher. So
Yes.
think about it, right?
Yes, ma'am.
So yeah, if I were you, I wouldn't have used those handouts, right? Of course, your focus may be on because it is given in the syllabus,
Yeah.
especially simple present tense and past tense. So you know that previously they must have done it several times in their school time, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and also yeah, this is the simplest tenses, no, two simplest tenses, right? And also
Yes.
when you do the while you are doing the lesson, also you must have understood, no, you have written that also, that they knew this scale, ne?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that now he is dancing. Now for example, you have taken the utterance, he is dancing. What is he doing? He is dancing, right? Those utterances that you used in classes insinuate, I mean, you let the students down. If I were a student, I would have taught like that, right? Kaumudi?
Yes, ma'am.
ඒක නිසා මීට පස්සේ you don't do that, right?
Yes,
So
sure.
you must have made this more demanding and appealing. If you had taken examples from the mainstream subject matter, for example, maybe you should have taken maybe they are engineering students, marine engineering.
They are. They are supposed to work in the engine room with the captain.
Yeah, so you should have taken something from the internet, which talks
Yeah.
about engine room, what is happening in the engine room, right?
Their
Now,
duties.
I never took these things. I mean, I was at Royal College A level වල ළමයින්ට උගන්වනකොටත් මම කරන්නේ නැහැ. මොකද ඒවා interesting නෑ පොත්වල තියෙන ඒවා. So if it was commerce class, I always took commerce material, right? And also since they are starting students also, I mean, before they are mainstream teachers. Now, for example, if I share one experience that I had with KDU medical students, before their cardiology lecturer did this angioplasty and angiogram, I did it with them for English language teaching. So it was very interesting for them, right? So think of those things, Kaumudi,
Yes, ma'am.
right? Because I see that you have very, very good potentials, right? So නිකං නාස්ති වෙන්නේ නැතුව මේ ඉන්න බලන්න, right? මුලදී නාස්ති වුණොත් හරි අප්සෙට් එකක් වෙනවා. Don't give in to those materials that though they are there, you use your materials, right? Take always from the context that interest your students, right? That's
You
the
mean
thing,
to make
right?
it relatable to them?
Related, yeah, related to their, because that makes them more motivated. You don't have to take other steps to motivate them,
Yeah.
right? Those things motivate because that is their main target anyway, Kaumudi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Then science classes, commons classes, A level they don't care English ne. So when you take stuff from their mathematics or science or zoology, so it
They take it
interests them.
seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, they take it very serious, right? So that is why I ask that now he is dancing, he is clapping. Those are, I mean, good for grade 5 or 4 students, right? මම ඒකයි කියන්නේ මේ විදිහේ දේවල් ගත්තාම මොකද වෙන්නේ? You feel being adult learners, you start to feel that teacher has taken us, teacher has let us down කියන එක නිකන් අර self confidence එකට පොඩ්ඩක් self what do you call it, self concept එකට ඒක threatening, right? Which is not a good thing when they, especially when they are starting their English language class, right? Okay, so another thing that I saw is you were trying to promote inductive learning, which is a good thing, neither?
Yes.
Are a consciously you don't you didn't try to, I mean, teach them advance the structure and everything, right?
Yes.
Yeah, but do you think that it was successful?
In my point of view, ma'am, I since I didn't give them the explicit rule, that was achieved, but I think at the same time they already knew the rule and that was not something new to them.
That's the thing,
In that
that's the
sense,
exact
that was
answer
kind
that
of
I want.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the exact answer because they knew it, right?
Yes. So
yeah, that's the
it
thing.
was not
Yeah,
that
that's the
much
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that you, all these things must have been avoided had you taken very serious input from their own discipline, right? එතකොට වෙන්නේ මොකක්ද දන්නවද කවුමුදි? Their focus, main attention would be on those mainstream stuff, not English, right? එතකොට English එක පටන් ගන්නේ subconsciously විතරයි. They are not focusing on their English. Their main attention would be on the stuff, that new stuff, because I don't think that their mainstream lecturers have done those things. So you are the person who is introducing, and they will start, I mean, loving you. Right? Yeah, that's the thing. And also not only loving, since you are young and all these things, they would start respecting you, right? That's the thing, that to make you at a higher level. So that's the thing. So you learn, and you will also learn about marine and all these things, which is good name because you are at Cynic.
Yes.
Neither. Yeah, it's a good initiation for you, I think, right? So you finally accepted. You told them that explicitly you told them, that
I did expect
that
that
they
much.
do those things.
Yes. So
yeah, which is a good thing. Yeah, which is a good thing. Okay. So another thing that I want to ask, the PowerPoint presentation that you used, what do you think about it?
There, ma'am, I encountered a problem because I had set the settings to
No, then I'm not asking about the about GIF thing, no? GIF thing, no?
And ma'am, also I have set the settings to appear the points one by one, but that really disrupted the flow
Hmm.
sometimes.
Again, that yeah, actually, those things are technical, also are obvious, so don't take it very serious, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I understand it. I don't want to, I mean, emphasize on that. But my point is something deeper. Even the
Mhm.
PowerPoint that you have used, you should have used very, a context embedded deva, right?
Mhm.
Context embedded, because these are very simple things,
Mhm.
substitution tables and all these things, right?
Mhm.
So think about those things, right?
Yeah. Ma'am, you mean the examples and things, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And also that, that are you satisfied? What no is positioning of your students during that.
Mm, positioning in the sense, ma'am, the classroom is not conducive enough to have group
No, no, no,
work.
no, not.
Yeah.
I'm not referring to physical positioning.
That positioning, yes. Mm, positioning of students.
Yeah. මේක මම කලින් කිව්වා දැන් කලින් we discussed just
Oh,
few
ma'am, you
while
are
ago.
referring to the overall session.
Positioning, yeah, I mean, with regard to your teaching and learning process,
Mhm.
uh, for me, you have positioned students as kids at a very
Ah,
low proficiency level
mm.
for me. So think about it. Better
Yeah.
always, I mean, even though they are at a lower level, better
Mm,
you know you uh, you let them understand that you have positioned them at a better level කියලා නේද
yeah,
එහෙම නේද එතකොට
yes.
උනහමනේ that they get, because they are adults and also male adults, right? So
Yeah,
they like to be at a very,
yes,
that's their, yeah, so we have to cater to those things, right?
yes.
That's the thing. And next point, the use of mother tongue. I once or twice you used mother tongue. එයා travel කරන්නේ bus එකෙන්. මතකද ඔයාට?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
just once I,
එතන, yeah, that's good. That's good. I don't think that it's needed there, because they knew this stuff, right?
yeah, they
ඒ
can
වුණාට කමක්
manage.
නැහැ ඒක
And
ගත්ත.
yes, ma'am.
Yeah, it's okay. But Arami, you should have thought about Tamil students. If I were you, now I have taught Tamil students in at all levels, right?
Mm,
If I were you, මම මොකක්ද දන්නවද කරන්නේ? මම ඒක හොඳට කරලා තියෙනවා. I am imagine always the anticipated problems
mm,
when I use mother tongue in a multi linguistic classroom. So what I do is I anticipated the scenarios what would happen කියලා මම ඒවට අදාළ Tamil words එකක් දෙකක් තුනක්වත් ලෑස්තිලා යනවා හැමදාම.
mhm.
තේරෙනවද මං කියන එක ඔයාලට?
Yeah,
So because when you utter, being a Sinhala teacher, when you utter a Tamil word, you know how they are the other people's, they මාර සතුටක් ඒගොල්ලන්ට තියෙන්නේ. So think
mm.
about that also, right?
Yes, ma'am.
මේ
Yeah,
විදිහ පොඩි එකකට නෙවෙයි ඊළඟ දවසේ වෙන දෙයක් ඔය ලොකු දෙයක් කරනකොට, so you anticipate that when I'm
mm,
okay, I will use when you are planning a lesson, I will use at this point, I might use mother tongue equivalents, right?
mm,
So then if you think like that, be prepared. If you have Tamil speaking students, just ask somebody who knows Tamil, or else go to the Google's translate and see. Then thereafter you can ask other students whether your translation is correct, right?
yeah.
That's that's the thing. So okay, next point. Your Tim, can you remember the article? Why did you take the article there in that lesson?
Uh, you
Like
mean to
it just came up, no?
article, and my the other intention was, ma'am, to have a small start at the very end to start that as a proper lesson in the next session.
Okay, okay. Okay, this is towards the end, no?
Yeah.
Yeah. But what I see is, yeah, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But I see is your attempt to explain. You took a very good effort, but that attempt lacked something. I can't remember it. Right? You started explaining why the article used before the United States of America and before the United
That
Kingdom,
one, that
etc.
one.
Yeah,
Yes. Okay,
yeah,
not at the very end. And when we were
yeah.
discussing
Not at the very end.
papers.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes, yes.
So yeah. So your attempts to explain that, yeah, I mean, when a student inquired, it is admirable actually. But in
Mhm.
my view, you were not so successful in explaining that. You didn't give the
Okay.
direct answer. Why the is used before the United States? Because you should have given just it's a collection of states, no?
Continents. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. That's the simple answer.
Yeah.
You didn't give it. Okay, you missed it. That's the thing. ඒක
Okay.
නිකන් මම මතක් කරන්න හොඳේ මේක
Yeah.
නෙගටිව් එකක් විදිහට ගන්න එපා හොඳේ
Mhm.
yeah. So now that when you if you gave that particular very explicit answer, you could have, your students would have, I mean, created much more, very concept about you, better concept about you.
Okay.
This is the first day Kaumudi. That's
Yeah.
the thing. Yeah.
Yes.
So think
To
about that.
show
Giving
them that
very,
we know.
yeah, that's the
Yeah.
thing. That's the thing. Yeah. So then peer group assessment was a very good technique that I like very much, right? Because you got peer groups to assess the other groups, right?
Yeah.
Intergroup assessment, which is really good. But the thing is, Kaumudi, the criteria for peer group assessment was not clear to me.
Mm.
Not clear to me. Was the criteria given to students printed?
Yes.
Was it
As a
given?
printed
Okay.
handout.
Eka
They
tamai.
got one copy. Each group got one copy.
That's the thing, because I didn't get it, no. So that's why I wondered whether I thought that they must have given the printed copy. Kila.
Ah,
Uh,
ma'am, it was there at
if
the very end of the lesson plan.
yeah, but I couldn't, at that time, I couldn't remember that, right?
Okay.
And also another thing that I would have done is because you have a PowerPoint, I could have
Yeah.
displayed.
Okay. Yes.
Mama එක කරන මම උනාන.
Uh,
I give them the criteria printed, but I would still display
project
it
that.
on the board. It's very easy for them. Ne?
Yeah.
Oh. So, and also another thing, what is the purpose of this group activity? Were the students, aware of that objective?
Mm, prior to the activity, ma'am, they were not informed about the objective. But my objective was to engage them in impromptu construction of sentences. And the other thing is, now when we ask them to talk, ma'am, in every session, this is so common. In every session, when we ask them to talk, what they do is they start writing. No matter in which instant that I ask them to talk, they start writing. They can't stop themselves from doing it. So usually what I do is, I just don't prevent that then and there, but I ask them to jot down at least some points without writing the entire thing that you will utter. So one of my main objectives was there to promote impromptu sentence constructions, because it was kind of a competition where they have no time to write anything, because the
Yeah.
other group is evaluating for time they take, speed
Yeah.
of the rate of delivery and everything.
Yeah. For that, can I propose another? It's good. It's good, right? I'm not, letting you down, right? Another
Yeah.
thing that you can try. just have you, I mean, Toastmasters Gavel Club or have you
Yeah,
been to those?
Toastmasters.
Yeah. Now, Gavel Club became the first, to get the inhibition out of these students.
Yeah.
ඒව කරනකොට මම A level classes වලත් කරා, especially with art stream students. Art stream students ලා royal එකට එන්නේ ඈත පළාත් වල ඉඳලානේ. royal එකේ ළමයි 3-4 දෙනා art streams වල ඉන්නේ. So what I do is අර මම නිකන් හරි funny එකක් ගන්නවා. My neighbor has a nice daughter. Nice 18-year-old daughter. Right? කිව්වහම ඊළඟ එක්කන ඊළඟ කැල්ල කියනවා. ඊළඟට so funny things
Round
come up.
robin session, right, ma'am?
Round robin, that's the thing. Yeah,
Right.
round robin. So you can use those things. But I never
Yeah.
round robin. So
So,
ඒ විදිහව පුළුවන් වුණා. So they can't write to them.
yeah, they can't write.
They can't write, right? So it's yeah, I used to do those things, right? Yeah. So
And
yeah.
also, ma'am, the other objective was to apply these tenses, the structures, the rules they learned in the impromptu sentences.
Yeah, but again, Kaumudi, it's good. It's good. But if I were you, I would have taken like on a shipwreck sinking,
Ah, yes.
right? ඒ විදිහේ scenario එකක් you could have easily taken. Do you get what I say?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it can motivate a lot.
And
right?
stimulating also.
Stimulating, yeah. You can use it as a simulation activity.
Yes.
You can simulate this whole scenario, right? Maybe that you can show them a picture of thunder, lightning, right? All those things, and now it's happening. Imagine it's happening now. You are on board, right? So something like that.
Yeah.
Right? So think about those things. Making your input or the prompt triggers more enthusiastic, more emotionally involved, the students. When you get the students emotionally involved, they start talking.
Yeah.
When you are drunk, English
Yes.
inhibition. That's the thing. So you must, those things. You are done applied linguistics, right?
Yeah.
So use those knowledge to enhance
Excuse
your
me, ma'am. We have less than 1 minute. If this stops, can you join again? Using the same. Yes, because
until
until
we yeah. So I have 2 points more. There were sentences formed by groups which did not use those sentences did not use simple present tense and past progressive tense.
Ma'am, could you repeat,
you knew it, no?
Ma'am, could you repeat, please?
Some groups, when they uttered their productions, right?
Yeah.
Some of the sentences